Hi everyone. I wanted to take a moment today and talk to you a little bit about the Milestone comic hardware. This is from 1993. It was published by, again, Comics, and I believe Milestone and DC had a distribution agreement. Milestone actually did all of the production work on the book. So Milestone did the production of the book, and then they had an agreement with DC Comics in that they use the DC Comics publishing system to distribute the comics out to, to your retailers. And this is from 1993, so I may be wrong on those details. So if anyone knows anything better, go ahead and mention it down in the comments. Back to the book. This is, again, Hardware by Milestone. And Hardware, I guess the closest analogy and the easiest way I can explain is that he's kind of like a Tony Stark type character, in that he's a brilliant inventor. He invents this suit of this high-tech suit of armor in order to fight crime. The difference here is Hardware, and his name is Curtis Metcalf. Hardware is, again, a brilliant inventor, but he also works for the corrupt criminal organization. Curtis himself is not corrupt, but the company that he works for is heavily engaged in criminal activity. And what Curtis is doing is that he decides that he's going to kind of be the cog in the machine, or the cog that disrupts the machine. He's going to destroy the system from the inside. And I believe that's kind of part of the tagline here, in that a cog in the corporate machine is about to strip some gears. So that was the thing that set this book apart from a title like Iron Man or something like that. And not only that, but the storytelling it has a different flow than, say, like your standard Marvel book at that time. And also the artwork is much different, has a different feel to it, all for the better, I think. As we see here, we've got this amazing cover by Dennis Cowan, and I believe that's Jimmy Palmiotti. And when we look on the inside, we see the title of this story is The Man in the Machine, and it's written by Dwayne Duffy, pencils by Dennis Cowan, inked by Jimmy Palmiotti, Noel Giddings on the colors, and Janice Chung on letters. And you've got these rich, robust colors here. I love that. I love, this old school style of almost, I don't want to say indie art, but you know what I mean, the black and white and zipatone colorings there, are tones there, tonal work there. And man, look at that. Look at that image of Hardware, breaking through the windows and going into action. That's outstanding. That's just an amazing image there. And we've got our opening sequence, or our opening action sequence, to get everyone drawn into the story. And overall, like I say, this story is kind of your introduction to the character, and just talking about his basic mission of disrupting the system from the inside. And this is something that that we saw a lot of in the 80s and the 90s. We had a lot of, in cinema mostly though, where we had the lone guy that was trying to go against the system, and a lot of times they were going in from the inside, whether it was a detective that was trying to go undercover, or in this case a brilliant inventor who was kind of working his night job as being someone that was trying to disrupt the system from the inside. And just look how, like I say, how rich and robust the colors are. Look at the compositions and layout that Cowan is using. Just absolutely beautiful work. So I highly recommend this book to you. Again, from the story and from the from the art standpoint. Just want to take a moment to show you some of the other things that came with the book. If you purchased it back in the 1990s, it would have had it would have come in a collector's edition like this. You had single issues that came like this, and then you had other issues, collector's editions, that came in a package for $2.95, and I mean, just absolute amazing deal for what you got for $2.95. You got your issue number 1 of Hardware. You received this really cool little poster here, and you know, it's with the Dennis Cowan, and I guess that's also Palmiotti inks on there, and a little synopsis of Kurt Metcalf and his mission. You received this super cool poster, color poster, which is the same poster or the same imagery that is here on the cover of the comic. You also received this, I forgot what these are called, but if you, when you collect all of them, all the different versions of this poster, they combine to create a larger image. I forgot what it's called, but you can look it up. And finally, you also received this really cool card. This is a Skybox card, and in the case of this issue, which is Hardware, you've got Hardware, and just a second, here we go. I'm in the Bay Area, so I'm sitting by the BART train, so it's the BART going by. We've got this really cool card with Hardware on there, and then on the back the same thing, a synopsis of you know, the cards and what the card series is all about. Again, this is from 1993. This book is Hardware number 1 by Milestone Comics, and if you're just starting out on your collecting journey and trying to build a strong collection, this is a really affordable way to get into comic collecting. You get solid art, you get solid story, and you get a good value with all of the, you know, the different memorabilia that you have coming with these comics. I think I'm trying to think of the different series that Milestone did at that time. They did Static, so Static Shock, which went on to be a pretty popular cartoon. There was Icon, and there was Blood Syndicate, and later on I believe there was one called Quantum and Woody, and there may have been another one there in there also. But each one of them, each series had, again, when they published on the initial publishing run, they had a regular issue like this, just the comic itself, and then they had one that was the collector's edition that came in a package like this. And absolutely affordable to get into right now. And again, great story, great comics, and a great recommendation from me for you to try.